I recently tried out the Victorinox Workchamp, and here's what I really think about it. Is it worth getting? Let's find out. The Victorinox Workchamp is considered to be a large tool. This measures 4.4 inches in length, 1.2 inches in width, and 1.1 inches in height. After carrying it around for a few days, I must admit it doesn't feel too uncomfortable to carry at all. I got used to it pretty quick, but I will say that carrying it in a sheath is probably more ideal than carrying it in your pocket. The weight of the Workchamp comes in at 8 ounces. That's 4 ounces less than the Workchamp XL, which weighs 12 ounces. So the weight is not too bad if you compare it to other large sacks like the XL. The price of the Workchamp comes in at around $130 US, which is not bad considering that this comes with 21 tools. This comes with some matte red scales, which is good because it resists scratches much better. The first tool included is the large blade, which comes with the slide lock mechanism. It's the only tool on the Workchamp that locks in place with the locking mechanism. The blade measures a little over 3 inches. This is useful for cutting rope, opening boxes, slicing food, anything you could think of. The knife is always useful on these sacks. Next, you also get some pliers. The plier head measures about 1 inch. The pliers also include some wire cutters and some wire crimpers. They may not be the best pliers when it comes to size, but they can sure get you out of a tight spot for small screws or bolts. I'm not a big fan of the wire cutters or crimpers on it, but again, in a tight situation, they can be extremely useful. You get a metal saw that measures about 3.5 inches. Included on the side of the metal saw, you also get a metal file. These are really useful, especially because of the size of these things. When you compare it to the saw and files on other medium-sized sacks, these are massive, and you can definitely find them extremely useful for small jobs. Next, you get a wood saw. The wood saw measures about 3.5 inches. Again, the benefit of having a large saw like this is that you're able to cut through more wood per stroke versus the smaller wood saws located on medium-sized sacks. I definitely prefer the longer saw versus a smaller one. It's a major advantage having such a long saw like this. You also get some scissors, which we know Victorinox scissors are some of the best out there when you compare them to other multi-tools. They're sharp, they cut perfectly fine, they cut through thick paper, cord, wire, many things that the scissors can cut through. You can even use these to cut your nails. Just make sure to be careful. The scissors head measures about 1 inch. You get 3 flathead screwdrivers. A 1.5mm mini screwdriver, which is useful for your watches or your glasses, and you also get a 3mm and a 7mm. So you pretty much cover most of your flathead needs with these 3 screwdrivers, from mini to large. The large flathead can also be used as a pry bar. When it comes to the Phillips screwdrivers, you get 2. You could say it covers medium to large screws. You don't get a mini, but that's fine, as I believe that these 2 right here cover most of your needs. You also get your bottle opener on one end, and you also get a can opener on the other end. And right beneath the bottle opener, you also get a wire stripper. On the back, you get a corkscrew driver, which is also used to hold the mini screwdriver in place. You get a reamer punch as well, which can also be used to puncture some holes, and it also has a sharp edge, which can be used for scraping. You also get a key ring to hang your keys or even a lanyard, and on the bottom edges of the scales, you also get your toothpick and some tweezers. I personally am a Leatherman guy, but I will say that the Workchamp, in my opinion, is considered one of the best sacks I've used. It has almost all the tools I normally need. The only tool that doesn't convince me entirely is the pliers, only because of its size, but the rest of the tools work phenomenal. What makes the difference is the size of this sack. It's huge, and I believe the main tools like the knife, the saw, the file, and the scissors, they are the perfect size for me. I recently did a video on the Workchamp XL, and it just didn't convince me to make the switch, as I felt it was just too wide. Someone actually mentioned to me that the XL is more of a novelty knife, but this Workchamp is the perfect size. And when you compare it to the XL, this practically has all the basic tools you need. The XL has more tools, but it also has more tools that are not necessarily considered to cover your basic needs. The Workchamp has just the right amount of tools, in my opinion. When it comes down to quality, well, we know that the quality, of course, is some of the best. You can never go wrong with the quality of the Victorinox. They have some of the best quality tools, if not the actual best. Now, some people may consider the Workchamp to be too bulky to carry around. When you put it next to other sacks like the Craftsman, well, yes, of course it's going to look and feel bulkier and bigger, and you'll probably think it's just too big. But you have to keep in mind that the Craftsman is a medium-sized multi-tool. Yes, it's more comfortable and easier to carry around the Craftsman, but the real question is, does the smaller tool cover all your needs? Or do you need a bigger tool, like the Workchamp? I don't mind those few extra millimeters and those few more ounces if I know that I'm going to be perfectly covered with the tools included on the Workchamp. So I give the Workchamp a 5 out of 5 rating in my opinion. It is just hands down one of the best multi-tools out there. But as always, let me know what do you think. Do you have this tool? And if you do, what do you think of it? What do you rate it? Thank you all so much for your time. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all I have for y'all today. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.